When estimating the cost of installing receptacles using metal-clad cable, or MC, in metal boxes, several factors come into play. These include material costs, labor intensity, commercial grade requirements, and local market rates. Firstly, consider that MC cable and metal boxes are more expensive than non-metallic sheet cable, commonly known as Romex, and plastic boxes. Secondly, MC cable installation generally requires more skill and time compared to Romex. Commercial grade work often entails stricter safety and quality standards, which can add to the overall cost. The cost of labor and materials can vary considerably based on the specific location. A typical range for installing receptacles in MC with metal boxes for commercial grade work in a stick-built home is between $60 and $80 per opening. Now, let's break down each of these factors in more detail. Material costs are a significant component of the overall price. MC cable, being a more robust and durable wiring solution, commands a higher price point than Romex. Metal boxes, similarly, are more expensive than their plastic counterparts. When calculating material costs, it's essential to factor in not just the price of the cable and boxes themselves, but also any additional hardware such as connectors, staples, and grounding components. Labor intensity is another crucial aspect to consider. Working with MC cable typically takes more time and requires a higher level of expertise compared to Romex. Cutting, stripping, and terminating MC cable can be more challenging, especially in tight spaces. Additionally, metal boxes may require more precise mounting and wiring techniques. The extra time and skill involved in MC cable installation directly translate to increased labor costs. Commercial grade requirements often impose stricter standards and regulations on electrical work. These requirements may include the use of specific types of equipment, adherence to more stringent wiring methods, and more thorough inspections. Meeting these commercial grade requirements can add to the overall cost of the project. Local market rates play a significant role in determining the final price. The cost of labor and materials can vary considerably depending on the geographic location. Electricians in areas with a high cost of living typically charge more for their services. Similarly, material prices may fluctuate based on local supply and demand. It's essential to research local market rates to ensure that your bid is competitive and accurate. Now let's talk about some additional considerations. If the job requires additional labor or materials, such as conduit bends or complex wiring, the cost may be higher. If the job is particularly large or complex, you may want to consider a higher bid amount to account for the increased time and effort involved. It's always advisable to get multiple quotes from other electricians in your area to compare prices and ensure you're offering a competitive bid. Let's explore some specific scenarios that might influence the pricing of MC cable receptacle installations. Consider the complexity of the wiring. Simple receptacle installations in easily accessible locations will generally be less expensive than more complex installations in difficult-to-reach areas. The presence of obstacles, such as walls, ceilings, or existing wiring, can add to the time and effort required to complete the job. The type of receptacle being installed can also affect the price. Standard 15-amp or 20-amp receptacles are typically less expensive to install than specialized receptacles such as ground fault circuit interrupter, or GFCI outlets, or arc fault circuit interrupter, or SI outlets. The number of receptacles being installed will also influence the overall cost. Larger projects with more receptacles will typically benefit from economies of scale, reducing the per receptacle installation costs. The condition of the existing wiring can also impact the price. If the existing wiring is old, damaged, or not up to code, it may need to be replaced or upgraded, adding to the overall cost of the project. The type of building in which the receptacles are being installed can also affect the price. Installations in older homes or buildings may present unique challenges such as limited access, asbestos insulation, or outdated wiring systems. Furthermore, consider the requirements of the National Electrical Code, or NEC. The NEC provides comprehensive guidelines for electrical installations, including the use of MC cable and metal boxes. Adhering to the NEC is essential to ensure the safety and compliance of the electrical system. Familiarize yourself with the relevant sections of the NEC, such as Article 330, which covers metal-clad cable, and Article 314, which covers outlet, device, pole, and junction boxes, conduit bodies, fittings, and handhole enclosures. In addition to the NEC, local building codes may impose additional requirements on electrical installations. Be sure to check with your local building department to ensure that your work complies with all applicable codes and regulations. Proper grounding is critical for electrical safety. Ensure that all metal boxes and equipment are properly grounded in accordance with the NEC. Use appropriate grounding conductors and connectors to create a reliable ground fault path. When working with MC cable, it's essential to use the correct type of connectors. MC cable connectors are specifically designed to provide a secure and reliable connection between the cable and the box or equipment. Use only connectors that are listed for use with MC cable. When cutting MC cable, use a cable cutter or hacksaw to make a clean square cut. Avoid damaging the conductors or the armor of the cable. After cutting the cable, remove any sharp edges or burrs that could damage the insulation of the conductors. When stripping the outer jacket of MC cable, be careful not to nick or damage the conductors. Use a cable stripper or knife to carefully remove the jacket without cutting into the insulation. When terminating the conductors in the box, use appropriate wire connectors or terminals. Ensure that the connections are tight and secure to prevent loose wires or arcing. When installing metal boxes, make sure they are securely mounted to the wall or ceiling. Use appropriate screws or fasteners to prevent the boxes from coming loose. When running MC cable through walls or ceilings, use appropriate supports and fasteners to keep the cable secure. Avoid running the cable in areas where it could be damaged or exposed to moisture. When installing receptacles, make sure they are properly aligned and flush with the wall or ceiling. Use shims if necessary to ensure a professional-looking installation. When testing the receptacles, use a circuit tester to verify that they are properly wired and grounded. Check for open circuits, short circuits, and ground faults. When completing the job, clean up any debris or materials that may have been left behind. Leave the work area clean and tidy. Always follow safe work practices when working with electricity. Wear appropriate personal protective equipment, such as safety glasses and gloves, to energize the circuit before working on any electrical components. If you are not comfortable working with electricity, hire a qualified electrician to do the job. Remember that electrical work can be dangerous and should only be performed by qualified individuals. By following these guidelines, you can ensure that your MC cable receptacle installations are safe, reliable, and code compliant. Accurate cost estimation is crucial for successful electrical bidding. Consider all relevant factors, research local market rates, and obtain multiple quotes to ensure a competitive and profitable bid.